Hello and welcome to In Conversation. This time my guest is somebody who is actually not been in his state as often as I believe he should have been, because the state is in the midst of a storm on an unprecedented scale, and that is Kashmir. And the person I'm talking to is Farooq Abdullah, the president of the National Conference. And his son, the chief minister, is actually facing a lot of flack. Let us start with a Quranic and a biblical story. Abraham was called upon to sacrifice his son, and in the pursuit of truth, he agreed, blindfolded. And what happened? The result was good for him and was good for his son, because when he opened his eyes, he found that that is what Bakrid is all about. You have reached a stage in the valley where you've got to have that Abrahamic courage to say, yes, my son has gone wrong and I'm willing to sacrifice him.
I think that is going too far.
You think Abraham went too far?
No. Abraham's thing was different. Abraham's son told his father, if those are God's orders, Dad, don't worry. Go on, do it. Here it is no God's order. Here there are political opponents whose basic interest is in the chair, or there are people who are secessionists, who want secession from India. Either he fights it courageously, which he is doing. That is the only way forward. He didn't run away. He is facing it. And he is facing it with all courage that he has got at his command. And I think it will make him stronger. It will make him better. It will make him to understand who are friends and who are foes. It will also make him to understand the psyche of the people of Kashmir.
Farooq, it's held against you that when the trouble started, you stayed on in London for 9 days. You didn't come back. Now, let me complete this. You didn't come back because you thought that if you interfered, it will lead to a family quarrel. And you didn't want to face that.
My problem was, he's the commander-in-chief. There is no super commander-in-chief.
The party president is the commander-in-chief or not?
No. Chief minister is the commander-in-chief of the state. I may be commander-in-chief of the party. Point here is, he had to realize that this is his battle at this time. He is the commander. We are all soldiers. My soldiers are there. In every village they are. In every town they are. But they are not gundas. They are not stone throwers. They are not the ones who, even when they were being eliminated, don't forget a period of 89, 87 and up to 96, where almost all top leaders of mine were eliminated in one go. My party still stayed and fought.
Farooq, sometimes it's useful to take a turn, to resile from one's position, not on the case itself. But what I'm saying is, in your attitude towards your opponents, look at Ali Shah Gilani's call. It has, even when the procession, that funeral procession, the hundreds and thousands of people had collected, he gave a call and nothing happened. And in fact, Omar sent one of his emissaries, I think it was Rana. He went and spoke to Gilani Sahab. What is wrong with continuing this cooperative venture?
Who says no? For a long time we have been saying it's a political problem. Has to be sorted politically.
How do we proceed now? How do we build on this response from Gilani Sahab?
One thing I must tell you, I respect Gilani Sahab, but I do not respect his view of secession. that is absolutely straight to him. We can settle our quarrel with Delhi. Delhi has to be magnanimous in coming and seeing within the Indian constitution what are the wishes of people of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh. Otherwise, you might overcome this episode. Next episode will not be far off.
People said that this time the people's anger was of another dimension. It was different. The source of anger was different. And what was there? That was, why were the people so charged this time as compared to any previous occasion?
You see, first and foremost thing, let us see the players behind it. One of the players is PDP. Have never accepted that they were thrown out of power when there was Congress and their coalition and their 3 years were over. The trouble Azad went through, you should ask him. Whereas during his tenure of 3 years, Congress played second fiddle but did not create any disturbance. As soon as Azad came, trouble brewed up. When the elections were held, and they offered to Congress that, look, you take everything, but don't get national conference in. Well, you see, let me tell you, this is one group that has never accepted that, and they will do anything to destroy the state. One. Secondly, we have a group that is definitely for independence. They think independence will bring tremendous benefits to the state, not realizing that we have nothing. And there is a third group that wants to merge with Pakistan. Now, all these elements have joined hands. Secondly, government failed where it failed. The promises made to the unemployed youth that you will be absorbed in services very soon. 15 months, 16 months was a long-term problem for them. It's not only a question of development, that you will make roads, you will make bridges, you will make all other things.
Who has not done it?
You see, our problem is we don't have the money. The state is totally dependent on central funds.
For 18 months, for 18 months, you can't appoint an accountability commission. You can't appoint a vigilance commission. There is no right to information committee. I mean, all of these things.
I'll answer these things. Right of information commission. We tried to get Wajahat into it. How long we waited? Till recently, they refused to release him here. Now they are searching for another man. It's not
Wajahat has gone. पहुंची वहीं पे खाक जहां का खमीर था.
No, not at all. He is not the vigilance, this right of information man. No longer. So hold on. Then, the two commissions that have to be appointed. The Accountability Commission. The political party, PDP, is also one of the parties that has to be consulted. They appointed 2 judges. They were away. The leader was away in Saudi Arabia or something. Refused to accept that and wrote to the governor that please, that should be quashed and new dispensation should be worked out. So they delayed that also. See, these are not, because this is a democratic process. In democratic process, you have to consult them also.
18 months you have not been able to appoint a town planner for Srinagar. I mean, this is...
What is a town planner to do? There is already planning there. Does town planner result... Right. Hold on. Does town planner result in this upsurge?
No, 18 months. Upsurge has not been for 18 months.
I want to ask you, is this upsurge because there is no town planner?
No. Let me give you an idea of my reading. Farooq, I was there. Yes. I was in the valley before the upsurge.
Yes.
The roads were good. Houses have come up which are unbelievable. People do not have economic want, but people have angst.
They have political will.
Right. they want some kind of an autonomy package to be, you've said it in fact in Srinagar, so that you can engage them in some such dialogue. Why have you asked the Prime Minister? Why has he delayed on those 5 committee reports?
I think that you should ask the Prime Minister.
No, you have.
I will not be able to answer that, because being a minister in his
government, what is your reading?
Here is, there has been tremendous delay in this. There is a problem.
Why?
Hold on. There is a problem. BJP will never agree. You see statement of today, they went and met the Prime Minister and said nothing should be done as far as appeasement on these points are concerned. Now, today only it's a valley boiling. Tomorrow, Jammu will also boil on this. So you have to take...
So on the one hand, you can't talk to Gilani because he's on one extreme, but he can bring peace. You can't do certain things because of the BJP, because otherwise they will go to town and the Congress doesn't want to take a risk.
We are in such a situation where Pakistan's things also affect us.
Do you?
The Indian things also affect us. Where do we go? If our own people don't understand this, what do I do?
Farooq, I will come back to you after a short break. I should not arrest you in full flight, but a small break, and I'll be back to you. Hello and welcome back to In Conversation with Dr. Farooq Abdullah. Farooq, the 49 people killed. In fact, let me just read out.
I know 49. Now, if you take read out, then it will take a long time, and we will not get where we want to get.
Let me read this out to you. This is a person from Kashmir. He is a Kashmiri who's writing this in a national daily.
Yes.
Front page.
Yes.
After 55 days of street protests and police action which left 49 dead and more than 1,000 injured, Jammu and Kashmir's Chief Minister Omar Abdullah finally reached out to the people visiting the Sher-e-Kashmir Institute of Medical Sciences. Now, this is 55 days and he moves out today. What is this?
Thank God he moved out. That's what I'll say.
All right. So therefore, those 55 days when all of this was happening, I had
a tough task. Look, don't be. It's not a small job. On one way, he wants the law and order to be controlled. He didn't want killings. No man wants killing. Nobody wants to have innocent kill. What do you do when the mob, instead of doing anything, goes and burns the hospital, or burns the police station, or burns the railway station, burns the government vehicle, which is their tax money? Does this help solving the solution? What does the police do when they come and attack them? Do they sit like this and wait to be burnt?
The Home Minister Chidambaram said on the 30th of June that Lashkar-e-Taiba and Pakistan were involved.
Look, I am not going to go to what he said. He's Home Minister of India. He has far more information than Farooq Abdullah has. My problem is, I want peace. And hold on, I want peace. I want no deaths. I want peace. I want also at the same time for Government of India to start moving into finding solution to the problem, both with our neighbor as well as with our people, both of Ladakh, of Jammu and of Kashmir. You cannot have solution only of Kashmir Valley.
There are certain political situations. You agree that this is a political situation?
Always, we have said it openly, and he has said it everywhere it's political.
Farooq, there was all the goodwill in the world for this young chief minister. He looked good, well-intentioned, all the goodwill was there. And yes. I saw it.
Yes.
Then there's 2 or 3 things began to worry people. One was that he had no advisors. He was inexperienced and he was taking no advice except from one Rana and one other chap. These 2 chaps. This is what listen to me. I mean, your national conference is Devendra Rana, Nasir Sugami, that is his group, Farooq Abdullah, Shafiuddin and Shafiuddin Shariq, one group. Then you've got Chaudhry Ramzan, Mir Saifullah, and then your brother Mustafa. He doesn't like the Congress with whom you are in alliance. I mean, there is a lot of problem within the NC also.
People find faults like this.
No,
Hold on. When I was Chief Minister, people used to say, it is not Farooq Abdullah running the government. It are two people. One is the Chief Secretary called Jaitley, another is Principal Secretary called B.R. Singh. They are running the government. I was running the government. They were not running the government. Today the same charges are being made because there are people. Umar is not going to give in to corruption. Umar is not going to give people extensions. So they are also in the game about it. They want all sorts of things done which are unlawful, and therefore who do they blame? They say Umar is not reachable. Umar is surrounded by these people.
Not surrounded.
No, hold on.
Flanked by
No,
people.
hold on. These people are surrounding him. He only takes their advice. It is not true. I can bet on this. Because there is so much of corruption in that damn state. They want the Chief Minister also to be corrupt of that nature. Then they'll be happy. Umar is not going to be like this. He has never been like this, and he will not be like that. As far as division in the National Conference is concerned, well, obviously there are some people who are unhappy. They couldn't become ministers. We're running a coalition. Coalition is not a small and easy affair. It's a tough affair. You have to talk to Congress on every issue. And
that market can't be opened.
No, and all these things have to be done. Now, for God's sake, you tell me, they have to find fault somewhere. But they don't realize that when they point one finger at some person, that three fingers are pointing at them also. So don't blame this young man and say, no, but this is what people are saying. Because this is the whisper campaign that went on.
It didn't go on when I was there. There
Sir,
was a lot of goodwill for
will you believe
a lot
me?
of goodwill.
I swear to you, you don't know. Whisper campaigns were done. And many of the people, I will not name, were behind those whisper campaigns, quietly going on.
If you're not going to reveal, then how are we going to proceed? Who are these people?
People know who they are. It is not that people don't know. There are people who know.
All right, 50 people dead. We want to stop this.
Yes.
There are 3 or 4 moves possible.
Yes.
One is, I wish him all the good. I saw him, you remember, I had my ward and you had your son. We used to meet in Sanawar. Yes. I have seen him grow up as a boy. I wish him all the best.
Yes.
But there may be a time has come that if he bowed out, the political temperature would recede. I'm not saying anything more. That's my suggestion. The other is, how do you stop this? Because it's reached a point of no return.
Let me tell you, there is nothing like no return. You could have said the same thing in 90. That has reached point of no return. When bullets were being fired, when bombs were going off, IEDs were blasting. They thought,
when Dr. Mulli Manohar Joshi went up there.
They thought, it's over, Kashmir is gone. Did it go? These clouds will also pass.
All right.
These clouds will pass. What we have to do is, once these clouds pass, we must catch the bull by the horn and start dialogue to a conclusion, not dialogue for the sake of dialogue. On what is going to be the best for the people of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh, in discussion with the political parties.
All right, you have a piece of
Hurriyat
paper.
Or others.
Here is a piece of paper. You write on this, Farooq, if this is done, this is the autonomy package I want, and if it happens, there will be peace.
Look,
Hey,
let me
presto.
tell you,
Autonomy,
it is not only autonomy.
What else?
Autonomy is not only panacea to all these things. Autonomy, you have to start thinking. Then you have to have regional autonomy of the type that people of Jammu will not feel that they are being dominated by the Kashmiris. Nor should Kashmiris feel that they are dominated by Jammu. Nor should Ladakhis feel that they are being dominated by Jammu or Kashmir. So you have to have a solution, a workable solution, whereby the autonomy carries with it the regional autonomy of the type where the sections of other areas also feel involved. It is just not autonomy. So you have to sit down rather than
let's be specific. Say tomorrow, let us start this. What is that?
Tomorrow, first have dialogue. Once the peace returns, start dialogue.
The Prime Minister is talking of an all-party meeting. What do you think?
Talk to all-party meeting. Talk separately to them. Prime Minister has started that. Talk separately to them. Then Hurriyat should leave its stand.
The Prime Minister...
Hurriyat should leave its stand of not talking. Pakistan, I'll beg of them not to get involved into this
Are
process.
they involved?
Definitely they are involved. Why are our friends afraid to talk? Why was Fazal Haq Qureshi nearly killed? Why was Maulana Umar Farooq killed, fathers killed? Why was Ghani Loans
now.
I'm telling you, that is not ended. So one of the things is the dialogue between India and Pakistan must be of a serious nature. One. Secondly, the dialogue between India and the people of Jammu and Kashmir must be serious and must come to a conclusion rather than just merely talking. There is time of talking has been lost. Now time has come when you talk, you go ahead with taking action on those matters. That is what we need.
Farooq, wish you all the best. We want peace in that beautiful,
we want peace
part
in
of
the
our
entire
country.
Nation.
I hope. Yes.
And for that is the crown of the nation. Their peace must return.
God bless you.
God bless.